Hey, have you ever been at a point in your life where you're like, I don't even know why, I just keep trying. I mean, I can never add up, right? I mean, I try to get close to God and I mess it up. You know, I'm strong in my faith, and then all of a sudden, like these thoughts come into my head, or I'm tempted, or I'm in a situation and I make the bad decision and I do the wrong thing. I'm in a situation and I say the wrong thing. I act rudely, I act ignorantly, I act lustfully, I act right. And we do all of these things in our lives, and we start to beat ourselves up, and we're like, I am never going to be able to do this. I can't be a good Christian. I just keep messing it up. I mean, every time I try to get close to God, I say or do something and I blow it. And God can't accept me or love me when I'm that type of person. I'm constantly just blowing it. Did you ever feel like that? I did for a long time. I mean, I didn't get what God offered to me. I never understood it. And what he offers is grace. I always thought that I had to add up to be good enough for God to accept me. And it kind of carried over into my life in other aspects of my daily life, right? I had to be the best. I had to be the smartest. I had to prove myself. I had a chip on my shoulder that I always had to be right, and I always had to do it and be the best, right? And push and push and push and try to be that guy that was always on top. And if I wasn't, then I was a failure. I was that way in my life, and I was that way in my faith. And then one day I heard somebody say this: you don't have to earn God's love. And I was like, what? I'd heard it before, but it never sunk in, right? It had never gotten into my heart. It had never, it's a rock, right? And it had never gotten through that thing. And then one day this guy started talking, and he said, you don't have to earn God's love. There is nothing that you have done, nothing you will ever do, whether it's good or bad, that will make God love you less or more than he loves you already. And that broke me. That literally stopped me in my tracks, because it had never sunk in. God gives me grace each and every day. I don't have to earn it, right? In my life, I want to get closer to Jesus. I want to do the right thing. I want to help the poor. I want to help the needy and the hungry and the thirsty and the prisoner and the lonely and the addicted, not because it makes me look good or makes me feel better about myself, but because God calls me to do that, and I love God, so that's why I want to do it. Not to get closer to God, not to earn his love, but because I love him. And that changed everything in the way I looked at God. If you feel that way, if you feel like you have to earn God's love, hear this: God offers us grace every day, all the time, 24/7. May God continue to pour out his grace, mercy, and blessings on each and every one of us until we get to meet again. Amen. Amen.